Can you not get this in here?
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll try to get you like from basically here up, and then from the software that we'll edit.
He's got a couple bullets that I just want to make sure I follow this pretty well, because it's
Yeah.
all the things I want to hit. I want to make sure I don't miss anything.
Were these questions good for you?
Yeah, they're fine. Cool. Unloading my body here.
All right. Make sure I got everything here. Okay, so I got you basically here through there, and I got the poster in there too, so we're all good.
So you don't have this?
I do not. Nope.
Okay.
You're good right there.
And so what am I doing with this thing? I'm hitting the record button when we start?
Yeah, you can do that right now, actually. Just do the, yep,
Just go ahead and start?
Yep.
So I don't need to hit it after we start? This is going to record the whole time?
yep, exactly.
Okay, so when I talk bad about Brian, all those kind of things,
I won't tell him.
how do I stop that?
Hit stop button.
Did he tell you what I did to him the other day?
Huh.
He was out in San Diego. He's probably not back yet, actually, now that I think about it.
He's not.
We were in San Diego on Tuesday, and I flew in on Monday, had to fly out Tuesday morning, so I only saw him for a short period of time. But we were in a big meeting with all these other Roadmaster dealers and Cooper folks, and we were going through this China thing and talking about how we're going to divest this, and I said, so let's just use an example that this is a $1 billion deal, and we own 65% of it. So I said, 650 million would be ours, 350 million would be theirs. I said, Brian, just so I can help you with the math there, just so you know that 650, 65% of a billion, 350, 335% of a billion, that's how that adds up. So.
Did he give you a finger? Or
no? Oh yeah. He went straight to his old bald head. He's like, ugh.
You gotta keep him honest. That's all right.
I have a good time. We had a fun time there. Unfortunately, I couldn't stay there, but so. Okay.
All good?
You ready? So I just hit the record button.
Yep. And like I said,
I don't have to hold this.
No, you can set it on your leg, whatever you want, whatever's comfortable. So if you would, name, company, and title.
Chris Ostrander, I'm the vice president. Let me start over. I just changed. So Chris Ostrander, I'm the president of Cooper Tires America's operations.
Good deal. First question, is teamwork promoted and encouraged internally at Cooper? And if so, what are some of the initiatives that Cooper has undertaken to encourage teamwork?
Yeah, teamwork is a core portion of the Cooper Way, what we call the Cooper Way, which you're seeing here, to my back left here. It's really part of our core philosophy. And when you take a look at the one element, which is helping others succeed, it is really encompassing teamwork amongst a bunch of other things as well. But teamwork is a very core portion of that. As an example, one of the things we do, and I think we do very well, is we do a top-down strategy. We try to align that strategy through the entire organization and communicate that strategy through the organization such that everybody in each one of the different functions knows what their role is, but also what their fellow employees' roles are, so that they know what they need to be able to accomplish and that they can help them in any way that they can. It's a core portion of what we try to do. A couple other things that we do, as an example, the United Way is a very large piece of what we do from a fundraising standpoint. So as a team, from within the communities in which we work, United Way is a very big part of that. So that certainly brings our employees together and promotes the teamwork philosophy.
Do you feel that sort of unites the Cooper team around a common cause? Has that been beneficial?
It certainly does, absolutely. I think the United Way is a great cause as it is, by itself, but certainly the ability for us to have employees engaged and be a part of that, a very big part of what we do.
How has teamwork been a part of Cooper's growth over the years?
Cooper used to be primarily a U.S. business only. That's changed significantly over the last 20 or so years. We acquired our business over in Europe with Avon Tire. We've acquired Mickey Thompson back in the early 2000s. We acquired the Chinese businesses in the mid-2000s. Then we've acquired Mexico with our joint venture partner there. And most recently, we've acquired our operations over in Serbia. So when you take a look at being able to operate those facilities, the core portion of our employees have to be a really key part of integrating those businesses and the people into our culture. So a lot of the resources that it takes in order to integrate a new business like that come from here at the headquarters. And those folks are out there working with those teams every single day on trying to get them accelerated in terms of their integration into Cooper.
What do you think are some of the benefits of creating a teamwork environment here in Findlay?
You know, being an ex-military guy myself, you know, it was all about team in the military. And, you know, you got your buddies back and ensuring that you're taking care of your people because they ultimately take care of you. And that's really, I think, the core philosophy here at Cooper as well. You know, it promotes employee engagement. Has a big part of, you know, people are happy to be working at a place. You know, they tend to do more. They tend to take care of, you know, not only what they're doing, but they support the organizational goals. You know, we take a look at recruiting and retention. It's a very big part of that. Employee engagement, the teamwork side of it, has a very big impact on recruiting and retaining people because word of mouth spreads. And this is a place where people want to work because they know that Cooper is a good employer. And really, it's our culture. And so because it's a fundamental piece of our culture, it certainly is the fundamental role that teamwork plays amongst our people.
Are there any words that come to mind when you think of Cooper's culture?
I would say family. You know, we're a big organization. We didn't used to be. We started back in 1914 and you know, over in Akron, and we've changed quite a bit since then. But at the same time, if you walk around the hallways of Cooper, and one of the reasons I came to Cooper here just over 3 years ago was because this culture is all about people. I think what's very helpful for us is we extend that beyond just the people at Cooper. That's how we treat our employees. That's also how we treat our suppliers. It's how we treat our customers as part of one big family. It's really, I'd say, the biggest part of our culture.
How important is establishing trust with coworkers and also with customers?
Again, as you can see to my back shoulder here, doing the right thing is a very important element of everything that we do here at Cooper. You know, I look at the Cooper Way, the wheel that's to my left, and you know, we really try to promote that as a core philosophy, and doing the right thing, in my opinion, is one of the most, if not the most important. You know, so when I take a look at integrity. And what I tell my people when I first got here 3.5 years ago, I said the one thing that's not negotiable for me is your integrity. And you earn that. You earn it over time. You earn it through doing the right thing. You earn it through doing things with people in your community and helping others succeed. So that is not negotiable for me. And I take a look at that again as extending that beyond just being able to work with people and trusting people from who you work with, but also your customers and your suppliers need to trust that you're going to do the right thing as well.
So along the lines of integrity, have you ever gotten any, let's say, advice in your life or in your career that still sticks with you today?
You know, I look back when I was 22 years old. I was a lieutenant in the military at that time, and I sat down with my platoon sergeant. I was a lieutenant, so I was a platoon leader, and my platoon sergeant. He and I sat across the table with our first meeting, first discussion. And you know, that gentleman told me a couple things during that meeting, and I was planning on telling him a few things during that meeting because I was his boss. But he took me aside and said, "Listen, he said, sir," he goes, "listen, I need you to do a couple things for me." He goes, "Number one, keep the guys upstairs away from me. Keep the corporate folks out of my hair so that we can accomplish what we need to be able to accomplish." And he goes, "The second thing is take care of these people over here. And if you take care of those 35 people that are working for you, you'll never have an issue with anything that we're trying to be able to accomplish. And if they trust in you, and they trust in the fact that you're doing the right thing by them, then you will accomplish everything we need to accomplish as a unit." Best advice I've probably had in my career.
Very good. So going back to Cooper, was family important to Mr. Schaefer and Mr. Hart when they founded what would later become Cooper Tire back in 1914?
You know, I don't know either one of those guys, and I don't think anybody here does. But that said, I take a look at their fundamentals, and they were brothers-in-law, the two gentlemen. So working as in-laws together had to be, something had to be right for them to be able to do that. So family had to be pretty important to them for them to go into business together. I look back at the core of Cooper throughout the years, and one of the things that stands out to me, back in World War II, the flexibility and the patriotism that they had. to take their operation and start producing wartime type products. That's really the types of things that this company has done over the many years to really stress family. And as I said earlier, we may be bigger than what we were back in 1914 or back during World War II, but that is absolutely, the family portion of this is part of our core philosophy.
In your opinion, why should a retail tire dealer choose to do business with Cooper Tire?
When I look at the independent dealer, it's been our focus for many, many years, and that's really Cooper's core business is with the independent tire dealers. Yes, we've expanded beyond that. Certainly, there's been some conflict, but for the most part, we've managed it pretty well with the independent tire dealers. I look at Cooper, and one of the things that I see benefits the independent tire dealers is we are easy to do business with. And people like doing business with Cooper because of who we are from a cultural standpoint and how we go about doing business. So I think that's first and foremost. In addition to that, I really believe that the independent tire dealer has very similar values to Cooper. It's a people-first organization and a customer service-first organization. And I think, again, most tire dealers, that's their core, and that's their livelihood, is being able to take care of their people and also to provide the best service they can to their customers. So very much in line with the Cooper philosophy as well. Cooper obviously offers great products. Whether it be a consumer product or whether it be a commercial vehicle product, we do offer great products. And then in order to enable our tire dealers, we offer things like eCooper University, which even help that dealer at the counter be able to support the understanding of our products and then be able to support the sale of the products to their consumers.
So being one of the final two American rubber companies, tire companies, how does that play a factor at Cooper?
There's some value to be an American-made or American-owned company. But you take a look at the tire industry, it is a very global industry. There's no question about that. So yeah, we're one of the last two. Goodyear has that tab. I think there are a couple other tire dealers other than just us that make other kind of tires, for off-highway and so forth. So there's some other tire dealers that are also U.S. owned. But it is an important factor, but it is not the most important factor in terms of our ability to be successful in this industry, especially here in the U.S. It certainly helps. But I look at globally, over in China, there is some value to us for being an American-owned company or an American brand. But again, they care about price, they care about the quality of the product, and that's really what our focus is. We want to make sure that we put the best products out there at the best value that's going to help our customers succeed and make money on their end.
What do you feel are some of the benefits to consumers when choosing to do business with independent, family-owned tire dealers?
I think you look at that channel, and this I'm gonna bundle the independents all together here. But I look at that channel, and I'm gonna kind of stereotype it a little bit. I believe that the independent channel provides a great personal service, to their consumers. I think the breadth of product, a lot more independents offer more products or more different products like farm tires and some of the other tires than what you would see maybe more across on some of the national chains. And then lastly, I think as a core part of the communities of which that they're headquartered in or where they've got facilities, they're a big part of their communities. And I think that is part of their differentiation.
So one of the things that I have always really respected about Cooper is that the company has no company-owned retail stores on a large level, and then also no company-owned distribution. Do you feel that partnership with your customers, your WDs, your retailers, do you feel like that's a benefit to Cooper?
I think it is. When I take a look at the channels of which we are supplying to, for us to have those types of different distribution channels of our own would be a certain conflict of interest, to the best interest of our customers.
Please explain a little bit about why Cooper focuses so much on the consumer.
When at the end of the day, consumers are the ones that are going to buy your products, and they have a choice. And what we would really prefer is that Cooper be that brand of choice. And one of the things that I think we do a pretty decent job at is working with our customers to educate our customers, especially at the counter, for them to be armed and able to be able to support why Cooper and why at the consumer level they should be considering Cooper. We're not a Michelin, we're not a Goodyear, we're not a Bridgestone. We don't carry the brand equity, but we certainly carry the quality, the performance of those other guys, and we deserve a very good look, and that's why we focus on consumers along with our and partner with our customers doing that.
Could you talk a little bit about Cooper's relationship with K&M Tire over the years?
I've only been part of Cooper for a little over 3 years, so I don't have the long-standing history of many of our other people, but certainly working with Ken and Diane and Cheryl, and I guess even Brian a little bit, maybe not for me as much, maybe as for the other guys, but I'm just kidding, Brian. It's a great team. It's a great family culture that they have there. It's very much aligned with the values that Cooper goes by. We've enjoyed watching the growth, especially since the company's right down the road from Finley. It's been really fun to watch the growth of that company, even only 3 years I've been here. But we've been very happy to be able to support the growth. And as K&M continues to grow, we hope to be a part of that in the future.
Good deal. Well, the last thing I've got, if you would, we're going to do kind of a collage of everybody saying a particular term. So it'll be, we are dedicated to continuous improvement. Okay. So if you could, just look into the camera and
so
kind
of... We are dedicated to continuous improvement.
We are dedicated to continuous improvement, just like that. If you want to get kind of excited, whatever you want to do. Whenever you're ready.
We are dedicated to continuous improvement.